Milwaukee County Sheriff Danita Ball, and welcome to another episode of Behind the Badge. These podcasts are designed to allow the public to have an opportunity to see what we do, why we do it, and how we do it. So today we are talking to Sergeant Andrew Bilda of the drone unit. So, hi, how are you?
Hi, Sheriff. How are you?
I'm doing
good.
fine. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So you're the commander of the drone unit, correct?
I am, yes.
All right. And so what is a drone?
Drone is an unmanned aircraft system.
And what does that mean?
It means that ours are called quadcopters. There's four propellers on them, and it's small, about maybe roughly 12 by 12, and then there's a remote control. So the pilot is remote. It's not something that we're actually in and flying, but it's a remote controlled aircraft system.
Are your drones different from the ones that a regular citizen will have?
Um, Two of the ones we have thermal capabilities, and they can buy those, but not as many, I would say, have them. And then we do have one that's a law enforcement tactical specific drone that those are sold just to law enforcement.
And you have to actually get permission, don't you, to fly in certain areas?
We do, especially here in Milwaukee County because of the airspace, because of the two airports we have. So yes, we have to have permission to fly in those airspaces.
Okay. So what is the drone unit exactly?
Right now, it's consisted of there's five of us. We have five members, and we're on I guess I would say a call out basis, and we've responded to some search and rescue type things, some fleeing suspect type calls, and um, we're getting into maybe some crash reconstruction now too. So
So when you say call up, so you're not full time.
we are not a full time unit, no. So there's this deputy on second shift. He takes one out every day. And if there's a need for it, he goes to the scene and deploys the drone. And then we've had other instances of, maybe during a special like the 3rd of July fireworks or the Big Bang, where we'll have a drone deployed for various reasons.
So can other jurisdictions, call you to assist them?
Yes, in fact, we've worked a few times with the Milwaukee Police Department in tactical type situations. One of the last deployments we had, Deputy Kelly, the second shift deputy, he assisted Wauwatosa Police Department with a fleeing suspect and actually was able to locate the suspect with the drone and give the officers the location of where they were, and they apprehended him.
Great, great. What type of training do you have to go through to be able to be part of the unit?
So it's a good question because we're actually just about to add some more members to the unit, and we're going to have a 16-hour training program set up for them. It's going to be about 4 to 6 hours of PowerPoint type things where, because we need to learn about the airspace and just where we can and can't fly, how to contact the tower if we're going to be flying near restricted airspace. And then it'll be, a 10 to 12 hours of hands-on practical learning how to fly the drones.
Okay. Recently, there was some controversy with Chinese drones. Do we have Chinese drones?
We do. We do have three of them. We have two DJI drones and an Autel. Um, the the program that we run to run the drones is DroneSense. It's through Axon.
Mm-hmm.
And in talking to their reps, when we fly the drones and we're flying under that DroneSense app,
Mm-hmm.
it completely shuts down the DJI and the Autel software.
Okay.
So the fear that they're getting intel, and spying on us by using the drones, it's not happening, especially if you're using the drone sense, because it completely eliminates the ability of the DJI software to take any data.
Okay. So, is there anything that you want the community to know about the drone unit?
Um, I would say that I think it's a vital a tool these days. We're not using it to spy on people. We can't use the drone to look into anything that anybody else couldn't see, if that makes sense. So if anybody else is able to put a drone up to look at something, we have the ability to do that as well. Like I said, we've used it for suspect apprehension, and we've used it for searching for a missing person. We've used it in some tactical situations where we've had somebody barricaded in a home, and we were able to use that drone to see what they were doing, what their actions were, to keep the officers safe.
Hmm.
And in my opinion, I don't think you can put a price on something like that. At the end of the day, if we can go home safely, and the person that needs to get apprehended can, get arrested safely, that's a win for us and them.
Absolutely. And you talked about we are expanding to use it in accident reconstruction. How would that work?
So right now we already have the Faro machine, which takes images of, say, of a fatal crash scene, and the drones. We have a program called Pix 4D, and that the drone can utilize in conjunction with the Faro machine.
Hmm.
So now we're starting to really now get into learning how to use these two in conjunction. So now we can save time. So if we have an incident on the freeway that has to get mapped, now the Faro can map the cars, the drone can map the scene overall, and the drone, to do a crash scene, you're looking at 25 to 30 minutes as opposed to maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours, which can help the freeway open up sooner, and things like that.
Wow. So it's a big time saver for sure.
Big time.
Okay. What made you interested in the drone unit?
Well, it's something I just kind of fell into. I didn't know a lot about drones before this, but in 2019 we had a couple incidents before we had a drone unit that, um, another supervisor was really the driving force behind starting. And one was a subject that fled from a disabled vehicle on the Hone Bridge. He had a warrant. He had actually climbed down a ladder that's on the bridge and was in kind of holed up on a catwalk underneath the bridge itself.
Hmm.
And through negotiations, he ended up getting up. But it was an instance where, hey, if we had a drone that we could have an eye on him the whole time he was down there, things could have maybe turned out the same way they did, but sooner, safer for everybody. There was also a missing critical that we were looking for in a wooded area where, same thing, it would have um, been good to have a drone at the time. And just being the supervisor of the unit at the time, it just kind of, I just fell into it, and now here we are 4 years later with, four drones, that the sheriff's office currently has. Um, and like I said, there's five of us, but we are about to expand with more deputies.
Okay. So, where do you see the drone unit going? I know that we will be utilized doing the RNC. Is there some place, or is there something that you would like to see the drone unit, a way it's used that is not being used currently?
Um, where I would like to see it, and Inspector Barco and I have had many talks about this. I take pride in our agency, and where I would like to see it go is when an agency needs a drone, they call the sheriff's office first.
Hmm.
Um, and you know, I work third shift patrol, and there's probably on average, there's probably twice a week that we could, if we had more operators, which we'll soon have, be able to deploy to help look for suspects, and not necessarily because of anything that we have going on, but maybe West Dallas has a pursuit that ends and somebody fled, and we could assist them, or like I said, the city of Milwaukee has twice reached out to us for tactical situations.
Hmm.
We're going to start working with our own SWAT team, in the same way. And it's just, it's just another tool to help get the job done, and get things done safer for everybody. Because if I can have a drone in the air and have that eye in the sky, and I can see somebody fleeing, I can give good directions to the officers or the deputies that are, trying to apprehend. We can get a good resolution, and a safe resolution for everybody.
So, how long are the drones normally in the air?
So the DJIs are about 25 minutes per battery. The Autel can go about 30 minutes.
Okay.
So then, just bring it down, land it, swap the battery out, and put it back up.
Okay. All right. Well, those are all the questions that I have for you, and hopefully, everyone was able to get a better understanding as to why the drone unit is important because of what they do. And so I appreciate you being here. So
Thank
thank
you,
you so
Sheriff. I
much.
appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.